Hi guys, I'm going to show you how to use a graphical workflow to set up an easy email marketing automation software. So we're going to make this a Builderall workflow step-by-step tutorial. Also make sure you stick around till the end, because at the end of this video I'm going to show you some huge tips for when you create your emails so that you can get better openings, better click-through rates, and some help, very good help avoiding being marked as spam. I'm Alan Lois, growing together with you to live our dreams. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, maybe a button here or around the video, and click that notifications bell so you don't miss anything. So sometimes configuring and setting up an email automation software can be very tricky and confusing. So imagine what if you could do it in a graphical interface where you can see every element and how they connect together. So that's what I'm going to show you right now in this video using Builderall's MailingBoss workflow. So here is the dashboard, Builderall's dashboard. When we look for this email marketing MailingBoss, we open it. And if we go here to campaigns and email sequence, we see that I already have a test sequence with email 1, email 2, email 3. I think there's one more here. And in my last video, I showed you how to create that sequence. Look at the top of your screen for a link where you can watch that video if you want to. And here right now, we're going to go to workflow. So we have two ways here. We can start using the email sequence element, just dragging it like this and starting from there, or the other one, starting from the list element and then assigning an existing email sequence, or creating a new email sequence starting from this element, list element. When we already have an email sequence created, as we already have in our case right now, we can start with this email sequence element, and we click here to load the sequence. So select the sequence, we choose here, test 1, and we click load sequence emails. And it's going to load all the emails of that sequence, you see? So here we have email 1, email 2, email 3, and on each element we have these three little buttons. But first we need a name for this workflow. So we're going to call it test 1 workflow, just to be able to save it with this. Okay, and now if we click the first emails little button, we can go to edit information and we can see the other steps here. These are steps in order 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we can see all the information here, save and next, or click here, and we go to see the emails content. Then we can go to setup and see the subject and from email and so on. And then in confirmation, we get to see when it's going to send, what time, all the details. And here we can even check the spam score and save it and activate it, or activate it later. So we're not going to activate it now. We're going to go back to the workflow. We're going to see again these options, because these are the other steps that we just saw, just for you to know. If we click here, we'll go to where we just were looking at the details. Okay, so we don't need it right now because the emails are already created. So the next little button, this one, is to filter the subscribers that will get this email. So we have tags here, and only the subscribers that have that tag will receive that this email, this specific email. So we could choose trial, for example, click OK, or we can type here a new whatever tag we want, and only the subscribers with that tag will receive this email. So the third little button, this one, is for choosing if we want to send it to future subscribers only, or to current and future subscribers also. So we can also send it after they subscribe, at the same time as they subscribe, send hour, the same as subscription, and a certain amount of days, for example 0 days, and it would be sent out automatically when they subscribe, right away when they subscribe, or 1 day or 2 days or whatever. That's the most common use case. And we can also choose to send it, for example, 3 hours, we type 3 here, 3 here, 3 hours after they subscribe, things like that. So the most common use case is days. We say the first email 0 days after subscribe, and we click OK. We see here 0 days. It's right now it's paused, so it's not activated yet. We can activate it here. Active. So we can do the same thing with email 2, email 3, and so on. And you see here, this email is already configured to send 1 day after subscribing, 2 days after subscribing, and 3 days after subscribing, and so on. But we can also configure it here for each email. As you have seen, you can change it here. So right now, the next thing, and this is one of the best part of this, here we have this arrow and this X. The arrow is for the actions that we can set up here when someone opens the email. So we can move a subscriber, copy a subscriber, and this is a field value which it's not very useful right now, and it's easier to use tags, so we can insert a tag value to the subscriber. We can send another email campaign if they open that specific email, or we can configure what to do if they click a link inside of the email. And this is another option which is for another topic, not related right now. So we're going to first see this insert tag value option. So we click here, and we can choose here from existing tags that we already set or we already used. And here we can add new tags for when they open this email. So we can say, for example, we're going to use open one tag when someone opens that email. So anybody who opens that email is going to receive that tag. Okay, now we're going to move it a little bit here. And next, very useful and very powerful thing that we can do is we set up the action for when someone clicks a link inside of our email. So we choose link click, and then we can see here all the links inside of our email. In this case, this email has a link for Google, just as an example. We choose it, and we move it a little bit down. We can set up here using this arrow and the menu what we can do when they click that link. So they click the link, we can move a subscriber to another list. We can copy the subscriber to another list. We can insert the tag value, or we can send another email campaign just for the people who clicked that link. So the most common use is to insert the tag value. We can insert here, for example, click one, for example, or click Google email 1. And here we have it. When they click this link, we insert this tag value for everyone who clicks that link. And this is how we can set up every automation for any other email, for all of our emails. And the last thing we need to do is click save. We already have a name here, so we click save, and it will say your form has been successfully saved. So it's actually done. That's when it's really created. All these automations are really created in the system. And that's why this is so powerful. We can look at every element here. We can change the emails. We can filter who is going to receive that email. We're going to configure what happens when they open the email, or this X is when they don't open the email. This is another very important point. We don't, if they don't open the email, for example, we can choose to add a new tag that says not open, so that later we can send an email to the people who didn't open that email. But we have to set a time for this not opening action. So here we have, like, for example, 5 days after the email is sent. If they didn't open the email, we set this not open one tag, and now it's already configured. So we click save again, and it's all actually created again. It's all set up. for us automatically. So this is very, very powerful, and we see everything in one place. So now the second option that we have, we're going to start from scratch, create a new one, and we are going to start from a list. If we have a list and we don't have an email sequence already, or maybe we have it already, but just imagine we don't have it. We choose the list first. We choose the list here, and we go here and use the options for that list. So we can say, for example, an email sequence. We can create a new sequence here, and it would be the same thing. We use a name. We send it to future subscribers or current subscribers, and number of messages that we want to create. For example, 3 future subscribers. We're going to say sequence 2, for example. We create it and we close it, and we have our emails ready here. And it would be the same as we just saw in the other case. So we can set up every email here, go to email information, and edit the content, the template that we use, and everything for that specific email. Then we can set the filters, and we can activate it, and we can configure the tags and whatever. So very powerful and very easy to create. And now, as promised, I'm going to show you 2 huge tips that you can use, very powerful tips to create better emails. So the first tip is to create a very, very targeted list of leads, so that when you send emails, they will get better open rate because they are interested in your content, in your topic, in your niche, and they will get also better click-through rate. And it's always a good idea to have very targeted list. So you always use double opt-in if you can, and be very specific with your avatar when you create your avatar for choosing your niche and your specific ideal client. The second tip is about your content, specifically the content of the email. So you have to use personalization as much as possible. You have to personalize the email as much as possible. How do we do that? I'm going to show you with an example. Here we go to email 1 and we choose email template. And there is where we change the content. So this content right now, it would look exactly the same for all the subscribers when this email is sent. So what we can do is go down here to available tags, and we see here a lot of variables that we can use in the content of the email. So we can use these fields. These last variables that we see here are the fields that our form has when they opted in, when they subscribe. So we have the first name called fname and the email called email. And we can click here and it will be included in the content. First we have to click where. So we click again, and it will be included there. So there we have it. And we can say, for example, hey fname, and we type the content here, for example. And it will be much better. And we can also come down here and let's move this a little bit down, and we can use a text like this one. This can be just typed like this. We type bracket fname and we close the bracket, and you're receiving this email because you're subscribed to my list with your email, and we use the other variable that we have. So it includes different little things for each subscriber. So the email is more personal. The reader, when the reader sees this content, is like going directly to them, more personal, and it also it's going to be better for the servers and for your spam score, because not every email is identical. They are going to be a little different. So it's much better for the servers. And if your form, your opt-in form, has more fields, you can use more information from each user here using the rest of the variables for those fields. So you can include all the variables here as you can, and it will be much better. So try to personalize as much as possible. Try to include all the variables that you can, so to make it different for each subscriber. And when you're done with your content, don't forget to go down here and click save or save and next. So these were the 2 tips for today. I hope you find them useful. And by the way, if you don't have an account yet with Builderall, you can create an account for free using the link I'm going to leave in the comments in the pinned post. And that way you also come to my team in Builderall, and you will have my help whenever you want and whenever you need. And you'll be able to contact me using Telegram. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down here below the video and click the notifications bell so you don't miss anything. And if you want me to make a video about something specific, you want to watch something about digital marketing, affiliate marketing, Builderall, or make money online, just tell me in the comments and I will try to make a video for you. And that's it. See you in the next video and have a good time.